All right, welcome to part two of the mental map organizing the fretboard. Outside the box, like I said, this is part two, and last week we looked at adding, so we decided a single note to the minor pentatonic scale. So we had an E minor pentatonic, and we added an F sharp in, in 3 different octaves. And you'll see me play this with all different fingerings. It just really depends on the situation. And the lick we played was... And we said, end it however. Whatever. We'll get into that kind of crap later on. But so this week we're going to add the flat sixth to the what we decided to call the E minor hexatonic 6-note scale we created last time. So what we're going to add this time is the 2nd string 13th fret C, and this is the 15th fret 5th string C. So it's like an octave above this bad boy. Alright, so here's what it's going to sound like from top to bottom. So now we actually have all 7 notes in the E minor scale. So we call this a diatonic scale. E minor. And we can see very clearly. Oh, I missed one. We can see very clearly the minor pentatonic, the box shape that we all know and love, is just right in there. And all we're doing is we're adding a couple more notes. My dog wants to get out of the room, but tough. He's going to have to deal with it. So really, at this point, we can begin to see, like I alluded to a second ago, the C major shape. We've got the G major shape that's in there as well, just barring right across the 12th fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. We've got the D shape we alluded to before. We've got A minor. It's kind of interesting. There is a method to this if you don't know it already. If you do, fantastic. More power to you. That's great. But if you don't, we'll be talking about that too as time goes on. But this is about tactics. This is not about technicalities. And I really want this to be more of a feel thing for you than, well, I got to add the F sharp, and then I had the C, and then I got the, and, whatever. Get the shape, get the feel. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do this. I mean, the possibilities are absolutely endless. So again, I would spend like a solid week adding this flat sixth to your pentatonic licks. And what it's going to do is it's really going to tell your brain, the chord has changed. Because, we don't usually add this note with an E minor chord. So if we try it, that's okay, but your brain wants to hear, right? And if I hear that note with, let's say this note and this note near it, my brain hears something different, like a different chord underneath it. Like maybe we went from an E minor of some kind to maybe an A minor. These are kind of jackass chord voicings. E minor to A minor. Of course, I go to E major, but you get the idea. This note's going to be, it conflicts a little bit with the E minor chord, but, whatever. And again, if we're using this in maybe a run, that conflict is okay. We get a little bit of rub against the chord, it's not a big deal. I mean, we can add a bunch of notes that aren't even in the key, and we can still get some cool stuff that way. So a lot of guys are better than me at that, so I'll leave it to them. But anyway, one more time, the E minor scale. Sometimes you'll see me play the G notes, the G string notes, with 2 fingers and changing positions there. And sometimes I'll play it with 3 separate fingers, especially if I'm going to be playing something this kind of thing is sort of where we're heading. So again, spend about a week doing this. Implement this extra note into your playing as much as you can over this kind of E minor thing. Of course, if you like playing in A minor or something, there's no reason you have to keep it in E the whole time. You just move the whole thing down, you know, to A if you want, or D. You gotta shake your guitar so all the notes get out. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll post a link in the description below to, I'm doing it in PowerPoint. I know it's dorky, but it'll just be a PDF with the lesson in it. You can go take a look at it. Thanks. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be posting another one of these next week. Thanks.